Welcome to Subeezy, subjects made easy. In this statistics and probability lecture, we will discuss percentiles. Percentiles divide the number of items in a set. For example, consider the following dataset below. In this dataset, we have a total of 15 items. If we separate the first 3 data points from the rest of the data, we end up with 3 points on one side and 12 points on the other side of this green wall. We have separated 3 from the total of 15. 3 divided by 15 times 100% gives us 20%. In other words, the data points 1, 5, and 10 fall within the first 20% of the total number of data points. This is the 20th percentile. The 20th percentile can also be written as percentile 20 or P sub 20. It is very important that before you try to solve for the value of any percentiles or determine which points fall within a certain percentile, that you order all of the data points within the set in order of increasing value. Let's consider another practice problem using the same data set. What percentile do the data points 1 through 25 make up? So we're going to draw a wall between 25 and the rest of the data points. We have separated 10 items from the total of 15. 10 divided by 15 times 100% gives us 66.7%. So these data points are within percentile 66.7. Another important piece of information is the exact value of the percentile. For example, the following numbers are within the 40th percentile of the data. But what is the exact value of the 40th percentile? So the numbers before the green line are within the 40th percentile. The technique for finding the value of the percentile will look very familiar to another mathematical value, the median. Because the 40th percentile separates the two data points, 18 and 19, in order to find the exact value of the 40th percentile, we take the average of the 2 points. 18 plus 19 divided by 2 is 18.5. Notice that 18.5 is not in our set of data, but that is the exact value of the 40th percentile. All values within our set that come before 18.5 are included in the 40th percentile. For the data set below, what is the value of the 50th percentile? The 50th percentile will be the number that separates the first half of the data from the second half of the data. We need to find the number that is exactly in the middle. This is the median. The 50th percentile of any data set will always be equal to the median. Recall from the Subeezy lecture on the median that data sets with an odd number of items, the median will be the middle number. But for data sets with an even number of items, the median will be the average of the two center numbers. If you are able to solve for the median, then you are also able to solve for the 50th percentile. Next, we are going to discuss quartiles, which are a specific type of percentile that divide data sets into fourths. If we divide this data set into fourths, where will our walls that separate the data fall? In this data set, we have 12 numbers. If we divide 12 by 4, we have 3. So each quartile is going to contain 3 numbers within this data set of 12. The first wall will be at percentile 25. We call this Q sub 1, which is another name for percentile 25, P sub 25. The second wall will be at percentile 50, or P sub 50. We call this Q sub 2. Also remember that this is the median. And the third wall will be at percentile 75, or P sub 75. We call this Q sub 3. The rules that we just discussed for percentiles applies to quartiles as well. To find Q sub 1, we need to take the average of the two values that fall on either side of the wall. In this example, it's 10 and 12. The average of 10 and 12 is 11. To find Q sub 2, we need to find the average of the two values that fall on either side of the wall of Q sub 2. This is also the median. The average of 18 and 19 is 18.5. And to find Q sub 3, we also take the average of the two values that fall on either side of the wall Q sub 3. The average of 22 and 25 is 23.5. After we have separated this data into the 25th, the 50th, and the 75th percentiles, or Q sub 1, Q sub 2, and Q sub 3, we are left with 4 sections of data. This is the first quartile, the second quartile, the third quartile, and the fourth quartile. Now let's conclude this lecture on percentiles with the key points. First, percentiles describe where data points fall in this set. Second, if a percentile falls between two numbers, average the two numbers. If a percentile falls on a number, then that number is the value of the percentile. This is similar to the idea behind finding the median. And third, quartiles are a more specific type of percentile. Quartile 1, 2, and 3 corresponds to the 25th, 50th, and 75th percentiles respectively. P sub 25 is equal to Q sub 1, P sub 50 is equal to Q sub 2, which is the median, and P sub 75 is equal to Q sub 3. This concludes the Subeezy lecture. Thanks for watching and be sure to do the practice problems.